following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. Just as an announcement, I'm going to be doing Tom O'Brien's show at 4 o'clock this afternoon as Tom is on vacation. So I'll be on that, and I think our good friend Norm Winsky will also be joining me a little bit for that show also. He'll also be on the show today, so it'll be interesting to see how everything works out. And we'll start out today with wheat, as we talked about the importance of this 1.618 ratio when you're looking at wave structure and geometry. You'll notice that that's the low that we made in the September wheat. And now we are 20 cents higher, roughly $1,000 as we closed here right before the market is supposed to open. This would be right at your first profit objective, so you certainly want to book some profits there and move your stop up by about 10 cents if you happen to be involved in this trade. Now, the next one we want to look at also is quite interesting, and this is the soybeans that we were looking at just 2 days ago. You'll notice that we were forming an ABCD pattern down at the $10.40 per bushel level. And we're going to bring this chart up to date because soybeans have not had as much volatility that we've had in the silver, but very close. I mean, on a relative basis, we're having tremendous volatility these last few trading days, which is indicative of some of these cycles that we think we're looking at anyway. But if you'll notice this soybean chart, after we hit the exact 786 at that 1040 level, we rallied $2,300 a contract, folks. And then early this morning, the market broke down to a 78% retracement down at the 1052 level and then closed at 1075. These are huge swings, and it's going to be interesting because this is a potential major bottom here in the beans, because if we hold that 1040 level, that tells us that this is nothing more than that larger ABCD correction that we've seen here on this chart going back to the middle of June. Remember, we looked at that same thing in silver, where it made the big ABCD correction during the time that it was swinging that $23,000. So that's an interesting thing to keep a close eye on. Now, if I were to, in fact, this is what I have to do, is I start getting ready to do the newsletter tomorrow, and then I look to see what's happening. But as of today, what we're looking at is really a markets that are talking about the number of 1.618. We're seeing it in gold. We're seeing it in the interest rate in environment. And we're also seeing it in, of course, in silver. We're seeing it in the grain markets. So there's a lot of things that are related to the 61% retracement coming through with all of these things. This is also true in the long-term monthly chart of the Dow Jones Utilities, which is certainly related to the interest rate endeavor where everybody's scrambling, to find yield. And they're not really concerned about the overall safety of their capital anymore. They're concerned about how much money they want to make, and that's not a good thing based on the words of Bernard Baruch. So we'll see what's happening. Okay, now we've got a lot of things to cover in a very short period of time. So I think one of the things we need to look at here is the crude oil market, because here again, we're hitting another perfect number. I still believe that we've got a chance to go down and test the 45.80 one more time. But if we get much above the 48.60 level, this would certainly not be the right thing to do. But we have made a 61% retracement from the high on July the 3rd. It also happens to be a 50% retracement from the high on June 29th. Now you'll notice that there was a failed Gartley there at that 47.40 level. We talked about that in the Dan, that if you were going to do that, your risk on that is around $40, because you're looking at a contract that's worth 47,000, and because you have 1,000 barrels at 47 something a barrel, you don't want to risk a very, very small amount of this, because these numbers are pretty accurate. And when they're not accurate, it just tells you that you're getting ready to go to a much lower level. And as you can see, when that Gartley failed, you started to see long-ranging bars that were expanding to the downside, saying you were going to go down. And then you'll notice yesterday, we did make a 3-drive to a bottom pattern, almost at the exact price we were looking for. We were looking for around 45.80 to touch the old bottom, but we didn't quite get there. And then we made that 3-drive to a bottom, and that led us up to the 61% retracement to where we are now. Now, I believe that we're probably, this one of two things have happened, folks. We've either made a major bottom yesterday in the crude oil, or it's going to test one more time. I'm going to go under the assumption that we might test one more time, so I'll have to wait a little bit to see when the jury gets out on that one. Okay, the gold and silver will certainly be interesting. The thing to watch from a technical perspective from the gold and silver is the close tomorrow, because should we close lower on the week, this would be below, I believe, 1978 in the silver per ounce, and about the gold would have to come down about another $20 at around 1347, I believe. If we were to get those to close lower tomorrow, that would be a weekly reversal. And folks, that hasn't happened in gold since we made the bottom down at 1030, so per ounce. So that's a main thing. One other thing I wanted to mention, I've had several emails from folks talking about the call that Shane talked about yesterday regarding the Federal Reserve. Watch what they do at 10:30 a.m. And as you can see from this chart that I'm going to post on the E-mini, and if I can find it, and I'm sure I can find it. Yes, here it is. I want you to notice here that the exact time that the market bottomed was at 10:45. The first thing I did was I called Shane and told him, I said, look, you're going to have to be a little bit more accurate, because this was 15 minutes off from the exact low of the day. It took out the low that we'd made around 7:30, and then at 10:45, it made a low at 20.65, and then proceeded to rally 30 handles up to the 78% retracement. And it was also a 1.618 expansion of the move down from 2086 to 2066. So there's a lot of numbers up here at this 2099 level, but this market has really held up well, considering what had happened after the Brexit. So we'll take a little break here. 877-927-6648.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Larry takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Okay, we're going to take a look here at this gold. I've posted the daily chart showing the 1.618 expansion there at the $1,378 per ounce level, which happened to be the high. The next chart, I think, is the one that is really very interesting, at least from a technical perspective, is if you'll look at the silver, this is what happened on the July 3rd, Sunday night. You'll notice that we had a $7,000 rally. We've talked about this before, but it's worth repeating, folks, because this is really incredible volatility. It's in the 1% category, because you're up 7, down 5, that's 12. You go up 2,500, that's 9,500. You come down to 3,500, that's 13,500. Then you go up another 5,000, that's 18,000, and then down 5,000, that's 23,000. And after we made that ABCD pattern, as you can see there, at the 1970 per ounce, and that happened to be where it closed on Friday. If you'll notice, you'll go back and you'll see that's where it closed on Friday. From that level, we went from 1970 all the way up to the 61% retracement, another $5,000, which made the swing for the 3 days $28,000, and we're now trading below 1990. And so all it takes is today or tomorrow, should we close below that 1970 level, this is going to be a significant weekly reversal with a huge amount of volatility up here, folks. And that means there was a lot of people in there swinging big hammers and axes. So be careful of being long silver if it breaks below that level. Now we could turn and reverse and continue to move higher, but right now you have to pay attention to these numbers, because 1.618 is really, if you're looking at sacred geometry and pattern recognition, that's the number that you can chisel in stone, because once it goes beyond those numbers, you really don't know where it's going to go. That's why it's the line in the sand, so to speak, when you're looking at pattern recognition. Okay, we have a question here about the NASDAQ. I'm not focusing too much on the stock market today, because I'm more interested in the bond market and some of the, and of course the grain markets. But we hit some pretty good resistance up here at the 786 retracement on these markets. But if we get above, 2100 in the market, you're going to see, you'll be able to show the main thing. If you hold on here, someone's asked a question here about that 1.618 in the silver. I believe it is. I did it in the gold, but not in the silver. Just give me 1 second. This is the gold one, and the silver one, no, the silver one was not related to 1.618, Mr. Z. The silver one was related to all the swings that were happening in the ABCD pattern. That's what I was looking at here. I didn't see a 1.618 expansion on the silver, but it was very clear in the gold market. The gold market was the one that had the clear one, and that is the one, of course, that is the larger of the group. And so that's why I put that one back in, to let you see it. But that's the one that I was referring to, looking at this. Silver is a little more difficult to trade because of the fact that it is a lot less liquid than the gold, because it's like 1/6 the amount. The other thing that's happening in the market here and on the open interest factor this week, even though we've been increasing open interest all week long, the rate of increase has just fell off a cliff. I mean, it's just not many new players are coming in. They're still coming in, but they're coming in very, very small amounts. So that's another reason that, to tell us that if we should close lower, this weekly reversal, if we do get it, and we certainly haven't got it yet, would tell us that something really significant is happening at that. We're seeing the same type of thing upside down in the soybean market that we're seeing in the silver market. We had a tremendous move down, a big move up, a big move down, and a big move up. I mean, these are big things happening, and so you have to pay attention to this volatility. And the most amazing thing is that they hit these numbers nearly spot on. I mean, we rallied 45 cents in soybeans in a matter of an hour or so yesterday, and then it backed off exactly to the 78% retracement, and then rallied again another 20 cents. So we're seeing $1,000 moves and $2,000 moves on an hourly basis in beans. So there's some big things happening there that traders are paying attention to. So it's a big struggle, going back and forth. Someone asked me a question, my biggest surprise for the week. Well, I'm not surprised that, the bonds went a little bit higher, because I'm usually a little too early, but fortunately I was able to get in them near the high yesterday. They're down about 2 handles right now from the high, whether that's going to hold or not. But again, that 177 level in the T-bonds was an exact 1.618 on the long-term, monthly chart. So that here is another one that's, showing that 1.618. And it's coming at a time of this cycle that we've talked about for weeks here. And that's this July 5th cycle. And believe me, after today, all of the factors that are related to that cycle should be finished, and the market should start to move in the direction of whatever this next trend should be. And that will know for sure, come Monday, because if we start making new highs in stocks, we could be going up, all the way, through October. It would be unusual, but the Bradley model would have inverted, and you have to be careful, because some of these things will certainly surprise you. Remember, the markets can stay up a lot more than you can stay liquid, so you got to be careful and protect yourself, and try not to risk very much when you're doing the trade, because there's so many opportunities out there that it gives you a really good chance of getting different things, to see what's going on here. Anyway, we're trading around 1362 in the gold right now. Silver is trading at the 1994 level. The real key day will be tomorrow, and that's true. Yes, Mike, it is called Fed Juice. We had Shane Smolian on yesterday, and he flat out nailed it again at that time frame of 10:30. Folks, just mark that at 10:30. That seems to be when the Fed does their business, and other people must be watching that also, because the market just took off at 10:45 and 10:45 in the morning, and it just went straight up. So watch that, because if there's not anything happening around 10:30, that tells you the Fed's not doing anything for that time of the day, and that's usually when they do their what do they call it, like insertions of money. So watch that 10:30 time frame. I mean, it was spot on yesterday. So I'd watch it very, very closely. We'll have Norm Winsky on here in just a little bit to go over some of his wonderful stuff that he has for us, because he's another person that's been flat out spot on at telling us what these markets are going to do, which will be very interesting to see what he has to say. Also, but the influence of the new moon from July the 5th, tomorrow would be the last day for it, so we'll see to see what's going on. But we're having some really super volatility in some of these things, and that's what's great. We'll have Norm Winsky on at the break. 877-927-6648.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. We have Norm Winsky from Astro Trend on. Norman, are you there?
Yes, sir, Larry. Good morning.
Good morning to you, my friend, and a happy 4th of July. A little belated, but we've got your first page up. So fire away. We always like to hear what you have to say. And you're going to be my guest a little bit on the Tom O'Brien show at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Say around 4:30, we'll come on and chat a little bit about maybe the metals.
Yes, sir. Can't get enough of me, right?
You work cheap, Norm. That's the best part. Just like me. Oh well, we don't do this for the money, that's for sure.
There you go.
We do, but it's been, this is, Norm, just between you and me. God, we've had such a wonderful time doing this over the past 40 years, haven't we? I mean, where else could you do a job like this that you get to work for yourself, meet nice people, and have a lot of fun and make a few bucks? I just don't. You just don't have that opportunity too much.
There you go. I agree.
Fire away, buddy. We got good information coming, so tell us what you're looking at here.
Okay, we got the big window, the biggest window probably of the month in terms of planetary energy coming up here over the weekend, and might spill into Monday's early Monday. But first, we have tonight. We have a smaller thing, sort of a moderate thing, a little cycle there with the U.S. So that would indicate, watch, if you're doing anything with the U.S. dollar, that would be an emphasis on a possible change in term for the dollar. And then we also have the U.S. stocks, T-bonds, and U.S. dollar indicated. Over the weekend, we have the big thing here, probably the biggest thing, biggest window of the month. We have Jupiter lining up with what's called the Moon's North Node. That's a mathematical point in space as the Moon goes around the Earth and crosses the ecliptic. This is a 18.6-year cycle, very important cycle. And right now, everything is lined up in Jupiter and the Moon's North Node, which is associated with the Moon. That's all lined up in Virgo, which is soybeans, because you were talking about soybeans earlier. Also, the Moon. Anything to do with the Moon has to do with silver. So all these markets you were talking about earlier are all indicated in the astrological factors here.
Norm, this 18-year cycle North Node, is that 18-year North Node cycle in the Moon that Wells Wilder talked about with his Delta phenomenon many years ago?
I don't know if he talked about the Moon's North Node. I know he was talking about lunar cycles, and yeah. I know he's doing lunar cycles. He had, but I don't know if he did the Moon's North Node.
I thought that it was, but I'm not sure. I know it was some great work that he did. But anyway, fire away, my friend. This is your show, not his or mine.
Alrighty. So, yep. So let's look at some charts here. All my charts are, by the way, are as of last night. So, maybe the market's moved overnight. Now I'm going to look like an idiot, but we'll go ahead anyway. So here's my S&P chart on the screen here now, and so you can see how we've rallied back up to retest the highs. We're up against major resistance, and S&P's the stock market's kind of traded itself into a corner here where we don't have much room on the upside and we don't have much room on the downside before it's going to probably do something significant. I'm inclined to think that we might top out here in the next day or so, but by Monday,
Mm-hmm. So you're giving it Monday as your trigger date to see if it's going to be. Now, how about if it starts down Friday or gaps down Monday? What will that mean to you, Norm?
Well, then if we have, it depends upon which one. If we get a big down on Friday, then we're going into the weekend, and we could be setting up for a low on Monday.
Uh-huh.
By the way, if you're looking at my notes, some people, let me translate this for you. If you see like 708 here on my notes, AC, that's for after the close. So after Friday's close, right? Okay, so there's your S&P. Okay, and stock market. Let's go ahead. You got to look at bonds here because every now and then a market comes along, and this is. I don't even know how to describe this. This is a generational move here. Is it once in a century? Larry, maybe you know. Did interest rates ever get this low in the 30s?
No. We're in an outlier event, and not only that, but it's not. I'm short now, but I lost a little bit earlier in the week, but I did. See that 1.618 expansion up there at 177, but this is a tulip bulb to me. I think they're going to hurt a lot of people here.
Let me give you my big picture perspective. We had an internet bubble, then we had a real estate bubble, and now we have a government debt bubble. That's three drives to a top in the very big picture. It's a mega bubble. The bubbles we thought were a big deal, those are just mini bubbles within the bigger bubble. This is the third drive to the top of a massive bubble, in my opinion.
I heard Byron Ween last night. You know, he used to be with, well, he was with Morgan Stanley. He's with BlackRock now. But he was saying that, you know, he said, I don't care what they call it. He says it's a Ponzi scheme.
Okay.
So we'll see if that's right or not. But we'll
Just
go
to get
from
the
there.
longer term perspective, I put the 30-year yield index on here, you know, weekly, and you can see we've gone to a new all-time lows on the yield, you know.
This is the second chart of this group.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. I see that. That's another one too. So we'll wait and see.
I mean, 30-year bonds near 2%.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a break, right? You know.
For sure.
All right, let's move on ahead here. Hi-ho silver. So
Oh
silver's
boy, the Lone Ranger would have loved this one.
There you
Okay,
go.
I'm going to
So-
give you a question. What was his name? What was the Lone Ranger's name?
You mean his real name?
His actor name.
Oh, that's Clayton Moore.
Ah, very good. And Tonto's name was?
Jay Silverheel.
Silverheels, and his horse was called?
I think you might have.
Tonto
Huh?
Road. What was the name of?
I don't
Do you know
remember.
what you remember? You don't remember? Okay, I'm not going to tell you then.
All right, I'll look it up later.
Okay, I know you will. I can't remember it either.
Okay.
I was thinking it was Buttercup, but that was Dale.
Man,
Dale,
that's definitely
Evans's-
Dale Evans.
Dale Evans's horse. I can't remember. Scout. Scout was the name of the horse.
Okay,
Hill Road Scout. I'm sorry. Let's get off to it. I have to have a little fun at this, otherwise it gets
absolutely. Anyway, here's his silver, and here's what you want to pay attention to in silver is, as you were alluding to earlier, I think, is look at this chart. It's approaching parabolic ascent here, rise in the market, and that.
It's like the bond chart.
What's that?
Looks like the bond chart.
Yeah, well, you know that's not sustainable. So you know it's either has to continue going straight up, or it's going to break the trend lines and start going down. So that's pretty much it. You know. So anyway, this is all. All but bonds are well, actually, bonds are indicated too. All these markets are indicated for a big change in trend by Monday. Okay. So here's your coming up next. There's the dates. I would put them onto the chart there. So if this weekend, this is it. This is the big party weekend for these markets. Here's your beans. I didn't know what markets you were going to talk about, Larry. I prepared this stuff last night based on what I saw on the planets. You know. So here's your beans, and it's the same. I see the same thing there that you do. Now we got the beans pulling back here, coming down to support here. About on my chart here, I got maybe about 1030 area. Is that what you have?
Yes. Well, 1040 was the low we made, and then we rallied $2,300, and we backed off 1,500, and then we're back up near the highs again. So it's going to be interesting.
Look how beautiful this thing's charting. It's unbelievable. Look, you go all the way back here to March, connect these bottoms, March, April bottoms, and it projects out right below where we're at now.
Yeah. Stay with us, Norm. We got to pay a few bills.
Okay.
Today, many commodities are trading at relative lows. And now you can take advantage with Everbank's new limited time, 5-year, market-safe currency comeback CD. This indexed and US dollar denominated CD offers 100% principal protection and is based on the equally rated performance of currencies of Australia, Canada, Chile, Mexico, and South Africa. These 5 countries are especially rich in commodities, and their respective currencies are poised to do well should commodity prices begin to recover. Keep in mind that no APY, or periodic rate of interest, is paid on the CD. Don't miss out on this innovative new financial opportunity. CDs must be opened and funded by the upcoming July 14th deadline. To apply online and learn more about the CD, including product terms and disclosures, visit everbank.com/TFNN now. This advertisement is sponsored content. Everbank is a member FDIC.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, swim lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the three hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Daryl Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we're with Norm Winsky from Astro Trend. Norm, I wanted to give you a couple minutes here because I happen to be in contact with some of the folks that you've been able to teach some of this astrology to, and they speak very highly of you. Could you give the folks an idea of the course that you offer for astrology, because it's a basic course on trading using the numbers, but tell the folks what's involved with it, because...
Okay, can we do that in about 2 minutes after we finish the charts? That'd be okay, Larry?
Well, let me tell you something, buddy. We can certainly do that. Not a problem at all.
Okay.
So which one do you want to do next?
I'm going to jump back for just a moment back to my page 2 T-bonds. I want to point out, there's something that these charts are. I want to tell your listeners there that look at these charts. They're like textbook charts. You want to learn technical analysis. Look at some of these markets we're talking about now, Larry. And like the T-bonds, look at that. It's a classic rising wedge pattern here as of last night, and it's not going to take much for this thing to break. And so there you're gonna. Then you get a big reversal, So anyway, just thought I'd point that out. Same thing. All these things are like right out of a textbook,
I know. We're almost $2 an ounce lower in silver now from the high that we made, on the 3rd. So they are getting very, very...
I'm going to catch up to where I was again. We were talking about beans when we went to the commercial. And I got if you just look at this thing is charting like a dream here, Larry. I mean, go back all the way to the March lows, connect March low to April low, and just draw a trend line out. And now we're coming back down, and it's going to intersect with that 1020 area there. Everything's coming up here in just another day or two, another 1 to 2 trading days.
Yeah, the people in the den are very lucky here at TFNN because we have Mr. Z, John Jevney, in there, and he is really an expert bean trader and an expert technician, and he's had the folks long these beans for quite a while and got out not too far from the top. So, they're pretty lucky there. And when you add some of this stuff, we have a caller from Boston. Jay, are you there?
Yeah. Hi, good morning, guys.
Good morning. Norm Winsky at your service. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And can Jay hear me?
Yeah, beautifully.
Yes, we're good. Yeah, we just like real technical stuff here, Norm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure how it worked. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's exciting to see this change in trend finally that might be hitting us Monday. How long? It sounds like it's going to last a while. I'm looking for an entry point into metals, and I'm wondering how long this change in trend might last. In other words, should I just cool my jets and just wait because this is going to be a long way down for a long while? How do you see this?
I just here it's all right here on the charts. If you look at my charts here, it's real simple. You draw a simple trend line, until that trend line gets broken, then that's the trend.
Yeah, it took a
that
lot
simple?
a lot of force to get up here, so it looks like it's going to have some force on the down.
Yeah. So Jay, maybe we can talk. Why don't you get a hold of me later after the show?
Yeah, sounds good. Your calls have been spot on.
I think you called me last month or a month before. Sometime you sound familiar.
Yeah, I've just been wrapped up with some estate work that I got to be doing, but so my focus isn't real clear yet. But this is where I'd like to go, is what you guys are doing, because
Let me just throw out an idea here for you, Jay. One of the beautiful things about the planetary system, the astrological system, is it tells you. I had this system tells you where the action is likely to be. I was talking about these markets a month ago before they went crazy.
Yeah,
I was talking about the same markets a month ago.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to recap when I was on the show last, Larry, on the June 8th. That was the day before the S&P topped out for the month, and crude oil topped the next day. So, I like to pick my dates when I come on the show because they're key dates,
Yeah, can't argue with the results.
We certainly remind the people what you're looking at, Norm, because you've been spot on for sure. So that's always a good thing.
Let me just wrap up the charts here. Let's see. The last chart we were doing, beans. We talked about the beans. That's
Thanks,
my
guys.
last. Thanks for calling in there. Thanks for calling in, Jay. So anyway, we're gonna go. So let's talk about how they can learn all this stuff, right, Larry? That's what you asked me before.
Yes, please do. You bet.
So anyway, to start off with, they can get my letter for free. I have a monthly letter. I've been doing it for almost 38 years now, and started on the floor. I was a member of the CBOE and the Board of Trade, and started doing that on the floor. It was kind of an accident. One of my fellow traders, a couple of my fellow traders noticed I had good timing, and asked me if I'd be willing to share my research with them, and that's how the letter started. And yep. And so you can get my letter for free and for a month, and a class goes with that. You have to take the class because my letter is different from anything you'll probably ever see. And so I have to teach you how to read my letter. So we have a class. You're going to get like a crash course, college education for traders in about 4 hours of how to read. We're going to learn some Astro. We'll learn some GAN, Advanced Fibonacci, fractals, all kinds of things. I touch upon some interesting things about theoretical physics and string theory and GAN and all kinds of things that you can learn all in a few hours. I basically cram in 40 years of my learning into about 4 hours. So you get that with the letter, and going to ask the folks to contact me right away. I just have a few dates, a few days over the next few days available to do this for this month. And so if you can call me right away, I'd appreciate it. So we can get you going, and just have a few spots left. I do it on one-to-one basis on Skype, and so it's just me and the person, So it's not in a big class; it's one-to-one. So you can get that. I also have if you want to learn astrology, I have the Astro 101 home study course where you can learn the basic principles of astrology and how they relate to the market. So we'll go into that. I basically give you a mini crash course on that when we go through my class, my 4-hour class. Okay, so all they have to do is contact me. I'm in sunny Florida here at 239-594-3939. That's 239-594-3939. You can reach me on Skype at norm, norm.winski, and my email is nwinsky@embark, that's EMBARQ, mail.com. And don't bother going to my website because I got some problems with that, and it's got a wrong email address on there. So here's your best information right here that I just gave you.
Yeah, we posted that. Yeah, Norm, you also bought Evangeline Adams's library. She was the astrologer to J.P. Morgan, wasn't she?
That's correct. Yep, I own Evangeline Adams' library. What's that again?
You still have all those books?
Yes, sir. I have her books and another big collection. The guy who founded the big astrological group, American Federation of Astrologers, he was an avid collector of astrology books also. Got 2 lifetime collections of astrology books. I probably have perhaps the largest antiquarian astrology library in the country.
Mm-hmm. You knew David Williams, of course, Commander Williams, didn't you?
Yep, we were good friends. We actually went to Europe together. You know
Oh
that.
my goodness, I didn't know that. I met him once here right before he passed away. He died up in Phoenix, and what a real gentleman he was. He was a real class act, much like you are, Norm. You're two
Well,
peas in the pod.
there you go. Couple of mentions, right?
There you go. We have to tell our non-Jewish friend what that means. Yeah,
Well, that's
anyway,
actually there's no word in English that's the equivalent of a mensch. That's the highest honor. That you're a role model.
listen, thanks for joining us, my friend. We'll have you on in the next few weeks, okay?
Righto, and folks, tune in this afternoon for at 4 o'clock, right?
We'll be at 4:30. We'll have you on at 4:30.
Yes, sir. Okay, thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Thanks a lot, Norm. You bet.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge Heard Daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks. We've had a question about what Norm mentioned. Norm said that the key date was July 7th or 8th. He was waiting until, Monday to see if this is going to be correct, because if the market continues in any particular trend after that, then it would be wrong. But his key date was Friday, July the 8th, where he's looking at some of these things. Silver is now 10 cents lower on the week. That's hard to believe, considering at one time we were $2, better than $2 an ounce higher. So we're having some type of a major reversal here going on in the market for some of these things. We're having some pretty good volatility in the grains. Now, we did make an ABCD pattern in wheat on the half-hour basis. That got us right up to the 438 level. The high was 438.5. That completed the ABCD. That was the first profit objective that we talked about earlier in the morning when we were first talking about wheat. So I would be looking for a pullback in wheat, to re-enter that position, because we have Friday. Now, I will be setting in for Tom O'Brien at 4 o'clock today to do the show, and we're going to have Norm Winsky on again to go over some things on silver and also on Treasury bonds for some of our other listeners. So that's the main thing. And one other thing, there's a chance that we're going to have a very, very special guest on Monday. Today's his birthday, an old friend from 40-some years ago. Many of you have done business with him and know him. He retired several years ago. He still trades actively, of course, but he's out of the public eye. I'm not going to say who it is because I'm not sure I can get him because he travels a lot. But if I can, he's going to be real interesting because he knows all the people that I know plus some. So it would be fun to have him on, and some of the stories from the that would really be great. No, it's not Larry Williams. He's a little harder to get. Larry's the hardest to get because he's so darn busy. But I'll tell you, it's Ed Dobson. Ed Dobson from Traders Press, my old friend. He's really interesting and a wonderful guy, and hopefully we'll get him on. But today's his birthday. We're the same age, so it'll be interesting to see if we can get him on. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And I hope to see you at 4 o'clock.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.